Namaste producers and producer risings, and welcome to Soul Horoscope Superscope Weekly Report. My name is Christopher Witecki. I'm your sensei to serious joy. I'm also a Taurus just like yourself and super happy to be back on the air. I took about a month off. I had to. I relocated my studio to a new location and really gone through a lot of profound transformation, and I'm so grateful that you show up for me. You know, I've had the pleasure though of doing readings, and a lot of Tauruses have been buying readings lately, at least in my last specials, and it's been great to connect to you guys because Tauruses, you know, in the pasture, we roam around, we do our thing, but you know, there's like a mutual moo-moo respect among bulls, you know, like, because we really hold space in a different way, I think, for the world, and it's, you know, sometimes it's lonely in the pasture, right? So it's been so good. Thanks for those who sign up for my services and stay connected. It helps me as much as I help you. And let's talk about where we are. These, if you don't know, you are step 10 in the steps to serious joy. I believe there are 11 steps to serious joy. And when you're a Taurus or a Taurus rising, you're good at I manifest, step 10. You can make things happen just by loving and trusting that they will. That's the 1 and the 0, love and trust. So the step 10s are actually having to kind of eat some of their own medicine. They're having to love and trust on a higher realm. We're having a major shift of faith. This is your step 7 energy, or your psychic awareness, your connection to God universe. So in some ways, Tauruses are unplugging from one higher source and plugging into a new higher source. At least that has been my personal experience, and although I was ready to do it, I hadn't actually, I guess, gone through it. So this will be a quantum shift in faith this month in April, and we begin that quantum shift already. So leading up to this soul horoscope, you stepped away, hopefully, from things in your life, karma, issues in your life that prevented you from having faith in yourself. And that's probably because those were heavy karmic issues, karma in the sense of where your soul felt it had obligation to close out the business. And Tauruses are kind of out of time. They're getting pushed into the next pool, which means time to let go of all of that. Now, Taurus and Taurus risings have Aries in the house of subconscious. So what this means is that your strength is that kind of, what I've learned anyways, is I really think my strength is that, you know, there's a lot of times when the world is not happy with me. But if I'm happy with myself and creator, then I'm okay. And I've learned, for me, that's where the new faith is right in here. It's like, okay, we're doing okay. Like, I'll face my creator when I die, you know, and that sort of thing. So we're all kind of coming to that point. But the reason why everything's a real bitch is because of this. It's called the Grand Cross. It's not fun, folks. It's basically a traffic jam on Earth. And it means that you're kind of put on the rack in 4 areas. And these planets are directing and retrograding and everything else. Now, Uranus to the left there is the real doozy as far as I'm concerned. It's now 12 degrees. And it's been working on us since 2010, all right? And this is a slide I go into detail in the Megascope, by the way. This is the year where there's a real turning point, in my opinion, for Taurus and Taurus risings with inner faith, the real genuine turning point. Turning point, in my opinion, means that there's no turning back. Like, you're no longer going to second guess some of that inner stuff inside anymore, second guess yourself on some levels. And I'm certainly feeling that way. It looks like on February 2015 will be the real first breakthrough of this effort that we're going through this month. Now, that's the inner faith, higher faith side. The other side is Mars. Mars is saying, hey, Tauruses, you got to change your lifestyle. And I know you're going, wait, I thought we had that. I know, Saturn went through Libra and we all thought we had it down. But it turns out if we could do it again, which we're being forced to, we have to rebuild our daily life in order to be in balance. So ego, what you do in the moment, your work life, your daily life, your moment, is on retrograde past your birthday to May 20th. So it won't be till after birthday periods that you will feel like a new man or woman, and to some degree that your life will feel in place. So I think give yourself the patience for that. So that's one of the crosses. The other cross is Pluto versus Jupiter. Pluto will actually retrograde on April 15th, and we have a full lunar eclipse on the same day. So powerful day, future horoscope, or check the Megascope. However, it will retrograde on 15. Now, this has been what's making Tauruses learn new lessons. And Tauruses don't like to learn new belief structure. We believe we know everything. And so when we find out we don't like that. And so we are done finding out that we don't know everything. And Pluto will retrograde, which means that we will begin to fill in the gaps for a while. But there's this belief structure, you know, believing the right thing and heading to the right cause is part of the belief structure thing. On the other side, Jupiter direct is more of what's in your face as a Taurus, which is your thoughts. And with Jupiter direct, it's time for thoughts to be constructive and emotionally supportive, period. They cannot be anything less than, right? Jupiter direct means that it is from positive, emotionally supportive thoughts that you will get through all that stupid traffic jam. That is the magic potion, in my opinion, all right? So Pluto and Jupiter raising havoc. Now, looking at the next week, there's a whole bunch going on. In essence, to summarize the week, you're going to have to commit to an inner faith this next coming week through the weekend and through April 6th to the 12th. You're going to have to commit to an inner faith and strength. Commit means that you won't know how it will turn out and there's no turning back. So something in your life might push you into that. And this week, your mind has to be very constructive Sunday through Tuesday, super important. Then you will kind of self-nurture Wednesday, Thursday. Then you will go into personal dreams on the weekend. And when your heart goes into personal dreams, that, in my opinion, is the turning point. The eureka will be Saturday. Of course, I'll be back in a week to report on that before then. I swear. I'm all together now. So that said, let's look at the 10 VQs. What are the VQs? The VQs are my little way of looking at love. Sorry, doesn't mean I know how to work my own system here. And that means you have Venus in Taurus. I have Venus in Taurus. You may have Venus in Taurus. You don't have to be a Taurus to have Venus in Taurus. But for those who have Venus in Taurus, your love life is as follows. It's now moving, Venus is direct, and she is moving into Pisces this week. What that means is that a lot of your potential for love affair is moving out of career development. So the 10 VQs were making a lot of life decisions that would put them in the place for love. And now you're going to find that you are in that place. I think that 10 VQs will be kind of paraded around for a while, but I do think that there'll be something very compelling between Wednesday and Friday of this week. So keep your eyes open, and if you have an opportunity to go out and socialize, I think you should. I think you should between Wednesday and Friday, just lightly. Something interesting should happen probably Thursday. And it could be, by the way, since you're in a heavy karma transit, it's possible that what happens is some ex-lover walks in. If some ex-lover or partner walks in, you're definitely just doing around there to clear that out before the actual candidates come. I don't believe with Saturn retrograde in Scorpio and with the Sun crossing over Uranus, I don't believe Taurus and Taurus Risings or 10 VQs will go back to anyone for a long time. So if you think that you will end up with someone, probably in a long time, actually. It looks like a whole wave of new do-si-doing is going to happen on the planet, and people will be introduced to new partners. Bow to your partner. Remember that in gym? I always like that. So if you want to get ahead on what's going on for the month, $13.95, I've recorded a 30-minute Megascope with chapters. This thing is genius. You can skip around. And I go into the lunar eclipse on the 15th. I go into the solar eclipse on the 29th. I will tell you about Uranus and Aries and that whole slide and walk you through it and tell you when will the faith stop shaking. And there's a bonus file I gave you in there where it's 2011. You can go back to 2011 and see when I introduce it. I recorded it in 2011. I actually need to go back and record it. I need to go back and look at ours because I'm real curious, just reading myself, how screwed up I was. I don't know. It's so funny. So I will see you all in 7 days. Have a fabulous weekend. Have a fabulous Friday. And if you don't and haven't already, please subscribe to us on YouTube if you're watching there. Namaste, my fellow bulls. Mumu Buckaroo. See you then.